I'll just show the places. Just to try to select. What is the mountain here? In the middle of Vindhyas. Very good. Vindhyas. What is this one? Western Ghats. Online students, please try to. You can also tell me. Western Ghats. This one? Himalayas. All right. Some islands are here. Any idea? Andaman and Nicobar. All right. Some Lakshadweep Islands. Are we above equator or below equator? Above equator. What is equator? Sun straight rays near equator. We were above a little bit. This is 0, 6 degrees onwards, our Indian territory will come. See so? That's why there is a line this is the name of this line, like this is called equator. Geographically, it is called equator, means which divides Earth into two halves. Similarly, there is one more line, Tropic of Cancer. Very good, 23 and half. 23 and half, Tropic of Cancer. So that means sun will be straight. At some point of time, sun will come to this location. Whenever sun is near to this location, and sun will not go beyond this. That is how our Earth is tilted in such a way, it will be always between this and 23 and half south. Now, how it is connected with history means, is the sun god there in India? Could you see some kind of connectivity with the geography and the beliefs of the people? People believe in sun god. There are some temples. Any idea? Some famous sun temples. Very good. Konark Sun Temple. Konark Sun Temple. It's in Odisha. Similarly, there is one temple in Gujarat also. There is a sun temple called Modhera. Modhera Sun Temple. In Jammu and Kashmir also there is a place, Marthand Sun Temple. Okay, any name? What is the name? Surya Mandir. Jamshedpur? Okay. So Sun Temple. If you see our dynasties rulers, famous rulers called Rajput rulers, they used to have the Vamsh, Chandra Vamsh and Surya Vamsh. Dynasty names. Surya Vamsh. Do you see how the geography and culture is mixing? Because of this kind of location, depending on that, different animals are there in India. We look differently from those who are staying in the Antarctic or Arctic region. Depending on that, local legends will go. So many forest areas are there. desert areas are there, coastal areas are there, right? Online students, Khushbu, Ardon, are you able to follow? We are just trying to understand history so that I'm just introducing you what are going to be there as part of history syllabus. You need not to worry, even if you are not able to follow some of the issues, you need not to feel at all. This is NCERT book. This is 6th standard. Like today you have seen, like yesterday I have asked you, day before yesterday I have asked you to go through the map. Now you got some idea how the shape of India looks. And we got some idea about timeline also, different religions, in which locations they are born. This is how your 6th class NCERT looks like. How it looks, this how, chapter number 1. What, where, how, and when. Just to give you this, at what time earliest people lived. In the first class, I just mentioned that from Africa, people started moving. And at one point of time, some evidence came from India also. Evidence goes to lakhs of years ago. Physical map of the continent. These are the various physical features of India. You can see various rivers. See? Suppose if there is a coastal area, those people who are living in coastal areas, say like this. What is the main profession generally? Coastal means water. Anything? Water transportation. Exports, imports. Navy, very good. Suppose if some people are living in forest areas, like forest area. Today, some people are living in forest area. What kind of food habits they may have? Food. Fruits, vegetables, animals, hunting and gathering. So depending on nature, that means hunting and gathering. Right? The beliefs of coastal area and beliefs of forest people, there will be exactly same. It will be different in terms of suppose their gods. And here the gods of coastal areas. It will be change will be there. Depending on the forest and hilly terrain, if you consider, their gods will be like they worship hills and they may worship water because their life is depending on them. And here their life is depending on them. But definitely they also needed water. Without water, no life. Suppose if some people are there near rivers and plain area, not hills, not coastal, plain area. What can be different type of foods? Agriculture is the main source. Variety of crops they can grow, like wheat they can grow, rice they can grow, sugarcane they can grow. Domestication of animals like goat, sheep, cattle, cow, bull and all they can do. Suppose if some people are located in desert area, what type of food habit they may have? Can they grow rice? Because rice requires a lot of water and rice is not possible. But if they have trade connectivity, they can import rice. But daily they cannot grow it. Water is not there. Same is the case with wheat also. Wherever water intensity is there, it's difficult. different type of crops like millets becomes easy. With less water, they can grow. That is how food habits will change. Now, in our Indian culture, plain people will have different food habits. Coastal people will have different food habits. Forest people have different food habits. That is how. And why it is happening means this. In desert, what is the animal which is important one? Camel. They can also grow. They can also domesticate like a goat, sheep, like that. Sheep, goat, cattle. Are you seeing this? Different locations, different cultures are emerging. Depending on the availability of the food, their lifestyle is going to change. Suppose if people are there in Antarctic region, can they have similar lifestyle what Ganga Valley people are having? They have different people. Among all these, which area, coastal area, forest area, plain area, and desert area, which is more conducive for more population? Means where more people is to stay in plain area. Easy to construct houses also, more food. Housing construction also easy. In short area, in a small area, more people can stay. Just GK question. Which state in India is the largest populated state in India? UP, Uttar Pradesh, largest population. Do you see some kind of connectivity with the location and the population? And the people who are depending on major rivers like Ganga and its tributaries, Yamuna and its tributaries, and naturally Ganga, Yamuna are going to be very divine, very precious. That's why religious beliefs also, Ganga, Yamuna are going to play a dominant role. That's why goddess Yamuna, goddess Ganga, all rivers are considered like goddesses. This. So depending on the location, religious beliefs will change. That is why our first chapter in the 6th standard onwards, our references will start. This how in the initial phase itself, it is given. Then it will go on explaining like how we know about our past. Our ancestors have written something like this. If we know how to read it, then we can read. If we do not know how to read, then we cannot understand this one. But fortunately in India, Sanskrit, which was there 3000 years ago, still people are able to understand in India. That's why even though it was written 2000 years earlier, still we are able to write, read and understand. In this way, some important evidences, based on that we can understand. In some places, some rocks are written like this. On the rocks, something is written like this. If we are able to understand, we can do. If we are not able to understand, then still research will go on. So this chapter talks about how we know about our past. This is one source of information. Nothing is written, but still it can give some kind of information. What information it will come? Art of pottery, manufacturing pottery, that concept. Today also we are using the same pottery, similar style. But we will come to know when was the first time this kind of technology or this kind of manufacturing started. And also kind of pottery style we can also understand. If something is drawn on that, that may give some kind of beliefs. Depending on the beliefs of those time people, they mark it something. It may give some clues about their beliefs. And these beliefs only even today also we are still believing. We can get some conclusions from there. So this is how broadly it talks about. Letters with dates, BC and AD. I hope you got some idea about AD and BC. This is how the first chapter talks about. This is 6th. These are the modern day different states. Then earliest people means in which places we got the earliest evidence. We have only this is evidence. To understand, they have nothing is written. Only this kind of stone tools in some places we got. If wherever these stone tools came, based on that, we will be able to understand people might be. People were living in different locations. These are the various places where people were living. This is the one. Next one. In this kind of hills, some kind of evidence comes. Different tools. How the naming and dates also, this particular chapter deals with it. Some kind of painting. This is in a different place. This chapter compares like elsewhere. In France also similar kind of practices were going on around the same time period. From gathering to growing food means from hunting gatherings to agriculture stage, how human beings evolved. This is how it goes. In different places, what kind of evidence we got, it will deal with this. This how. Next, after some time, people started building their own kingdoms. People started writing their own ideas and so on. It is how Indian history unfolds. So today what we will do, we will try to understand some important dynasties. It will just give you some idea what they were doing and at what point of time they were there. Geography and history linkage. You got it, online students? So far we were discussing just like a geography and history connection. Now, in the Indian subcontinent, can you just, with your own GK, general knowledge, can you give some names of the rulers in our past? Can you give? Which rulers? Nanda dynasty, okay. One name. Ashoka, okay. Some names can you give? Some rulers which you know with the GK. Ashoka the Great, okay, all right. Some rulers from our past. Prithviraj Chauhan, okay. Prithviraj Chauhan, one ruler. Cholas, okay. Something, can you please contribute? Some names, whatever you know. Some people will be there. Anything, ancient, medieval, modern, anywhere. Yes. Jahangir, Akbar, they belong to which dynasty? If you give one dynasty name, they belong to which dynasty? They're all the rulers, but belong to one family. What is that? Mughal Empire. Very good. So, Mughal dynasty. Any other dynasty, can you recount? Delhi Sultanates. Very good. Okay, they were part of Delhi Sultanate. Iltutmish, Razia. Any other famous ruler from Delhi Sultanate? Dynasty wise, Khalji dynasty. Very good. Okay. Lodi Gardens. That gives Lodi dynasty. Okay. So Delhi Sultans and Mughals. In medieval times, are there any other dynasties? Anything, something? You just scan Kashmir, Assam, Kerala, Vijayanagara. There was a kingdom called Vijayanagara Kingdom. All right. Something. Ancient times, is there any? Mauryan dynasty. Ashoka belongs to Mauryan dynasty. Gupta dynasty, very good. Pandyas. Guptas. Pandyas. Okay, wonderful. Just a second. Rashtrakutas. Can you give, like you have mentioned different dynasties. Can you mention like this dynasty create some, it could be some monument, some painting, some kind of architecture, one greatness. Ranjit Singh, okay, very good. Punjab, Ranjit Singh. In Punjab, there was a ruler called Ranjit Singh. If I ask you like Mauryan dynasty, one great thing what they have done. National emblem, wonderful. Satyameva Jayate, after independence, there is a debate. What should be our national emblem? So in the debate, our founding fathers of Indian Constitution mentioned Mauryan symbol, national emblem. What is the tagline of our national emblem? Satyameva Jayate. Very good. So this is the philosophy. That means you have to take one tagline which should indicate some greatness about our past also. At the same time, which should give some guiding light to the future. And Satyameva Jayate. From which place this Satyameva Jayate concept emerged? Some idea you have? It was asked. Very good, you brought. In prelims also asked from which, what is the source of this particular tagline? It is Upanishads. These are the philosophical books which defines various kind of philosophy like Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Have you heard this? That is also another philosophy. It's a kind of philosophy. It expects that everyone is a family. Does it mean we are not fighting? We will keep fighting. That is our ambition. At least if we someone tell like this, at least we will stop fighting for some time. Again, we will keep fighting only. At least that is how. Satyameva Jayate. Are we not lying? Our national emblem is like that, and our politics is completely involved with this, opposite to this. Satyameva Jayate. Now, when it comes to, if you tell the truth, then you will not win the elections also. So, which is giving victory? Asatyameva Jayate. But despite that, we should have this only as a national emblem. Otherwise, if our philosophy is itself asatya, then what kind of society it will become? So that is how the philosophies are like this. And some people have given this one. Very good. Mauryan dynasty. Something, can you, one dynasty or few important contributions. Say like, not only now it is Mauryan done, some other can you take? Mughals. Very good. Taj Mahal, which represent the glory of Mughals, and the beautiful monument Taj Mahal. All right. Something. Any other? From Mauryan also, from Mughals also, or any other dynasty also? Humayun tomb, Fatehpur Sikri, one city is there near Agra. All right. Sanchi Stupa belong to which religion? Sanchi Stupa. There is something called Stupa in a place called Sanchi. Sanchi is located in which place? Madhya Pradesh. It represents which religious idea? Some idea? Which one? Buddhism. 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 Stupa looks like this. Our president building also look like this. Inspiration from this only. Could you see how it is connected with the daily things which we are seeing? It has their roots in our past. Good. Online students. Silk Road. Okay, very good. Something in the past, there is a Silk Road. Babar. Okay. founded Mughal dynasty? Something. If you go to modern India, were there any rulers during British time period? Were there rulers during British time period? Any ruler? Bahadur Shah Jafar. How we remember him? He was the last Mughal emperor. Okay. In which war he participated? War means Great Revolt. In which year? 1857 revolt. Very important event in our history. All right. All right. Is there any significance of this revolt and freedom fight? It is also one of the freedom fight only for getting freedom. Is there any other connection? When we got independence, in which year? 1947. Our freedom fighters used to consider this as the first war of independence. So this is considered as the first war of independence. Bahadur Shah Jafar was the leader. He is Mughal dynasty, but British won and he became the last. Do you know where he was taken and imprisoned? Rangoon. His tomb is there only now. Suppose whenever Indian Prime Minister go to Rangoon or Burma to improve the relationship between Burma and India, Prime Minister used to visit this area. That is our past, something has happened, but it is useful in the present day diplomacy. So that if Myanmar is having some kind of terrorist from Northeast, they will be handed over to India. This is how we have to use our past in the present day diplomacy also, in the present day administration also. The more you know, the better solutions you will get in the present day administration, right? Something, can you give? Any other dynasty? Rashtrakutas, you told, very good. Can you mention something which is very special about Rashtrakutas? Something. Cholas, you mentioned. Any significance about Cholas? Navy is very strong. In Indian history, probably they are the only one who maintained that much strong navy. This how they controlled. Not only they controlled this, and even they controlled this area also. What is this water body? This side, west side we have Arabian Sea, east side Bay of Bengal. They have made Bay of Bengal as if Chola lake. That means this side also their empire only, this side also their empire only. They controlled these places, Sri Lanka also, Lakshadweep, and even Maldives also. So now you can imagine all these areas came under single empire. British also like this only. British have built, they used to say that they have built an empire on which sun never sets. What does it mean? Sun never sets. What could be the reason? They are literally mean it. On their empire, always sun shines. What could be the reason? Can you guess? Most part of the world, they have colonies in North America also. Canada is their colony, and even today also Canada king is a British king only, even today also. And Europe, Australia. And that means if it is midnight here and here it is midday, if it is midnight and this is midday, always 24 hours in one or the other place, always sun will be shining on their empire. So to such a level this happened in 1900s. You know, this happened in which year? Approximately, can you say? Approximately. Like 1900s. You have to go back. This happened in thousands. That means 900 years early. All right. So that is one. In this way, it is going to play a dominant role when it comes to different dynasties. Let us see some important dynasties. I will give you timeline wise. Let us start. Important dynasties in our Indian history. Gold coins, very good. Gold coins, who gave gold coins? Guptas used to give gold coins. Important dynasty, give it. So first you have understood how the location. Now you have some idea how, in which places, what elements are there. Now, give like this. You have mentioned someone called Nanda dynasty. Of all these dynasties, Nanda dynasty is considered as the most powerful one in ancient times. Nanda dynasty. A ruler from Nanda dynasty only called first emperor. Who is he? Some idea? Before him, Mahapadmananda. Mahapadmananda. Online students, please draw this. You will get some important dynasties. These are the rulers who contributed for India's progress. It could be either diplomacy, it could be either architecture, art, and all. Mahapadmananda. After Mahapadmananda, Dhanananda comes. During Dhanananda time period only, Alexander came to India. During Nanda dynasty only, Alexander came to India. But he could not conquer because Alexander horses, whereas Nanda dynasty was having elephants. They were afraid of elephants. So it's like elephants, if you consider, they are like tanks of the modern times. If someone is having huge tanks today, they will win the war. Similarly, elephants were like that. Even Alexander and his soldiers were also not able to understand how to handle them. This is very good. After Nanda dynasty, Mauryan dynasty came. If we give the time period, roughly, is it before Jesus or after Jesus? Before Jesus. This is 320s BCE. That means 320 years before Jesus. This is the time. Next one, Mauryan dynasty. Very powerful ruler. Ashoka the Great. First one, Chandragupta. Another important ruler is Ashoka the Great. Do you know why Ashoka is called the Great? Some guess. Alexander is also called Alexander the Great. Ashoka is called, but if you compare number of wars, Alexander has done more. Ashoka has done only one war. If somebody win one war, will we call the great? Then there are so many rulers who won so many wars and battles. Despite that, we will not use this name. Something, online students, Kushbu, add on? Anything? The reason being, here, Alexander became great through wars. Ashoka became great through peace. On both sides, you can become great by conquering also. At the same, you can become great by conquering through peace also. So he conquered the world through wars. he conquered India and neighboring areas through peace. That's why. Something called Dhamma. That's why our national emblem also comes from his philosophy only. So our national philosophy is not to export war, but to export peace. Today, India means India is the land of peace. This is the reason. So his philosophy runs even today also. Next one. Any important dynasty? After Mauryans, there is a dynasty called Gupta dynasty. Gupta dynasty. They contributed for Sanskrit literature during their time period. Sanskrit literature. A famous writer called Kalidasa was living during Gupta time period. Kalidasa you might be knowing at least some name. And he is considered as one of the great, like he was like a Shakespeare. Spelling. Correct? Shakespeare. Shakespeare. In English, like Shakespeare, Kalidasa for Sanskrit. Who is first? Kalidasa first or Shakespeare? Kalidasa, obviously. So Shakespeare is like Kalidasa of English people. But British were ruling here, that's why they called Shakespeare of India Kalidasa. Kalidasa was also called Shakespeare of India. Next one. Any ruler which you know? What is the time period? When it comes to Mauryan time period, 321 to 185 BCE. We are 200 years before Jesus. Guptas means 320 to 550 CE. This is after Jesus. 300 years after Jesus. Yes. Between Mauryans and Guptas, okay? There was no single powerful empire like Mauryans, like Guptas. So many kingdoms were there. So many. For example, Chola Empire, you told. Similarly, at this point, the original Cholas were there at this point of time. But it is a very small kingdom. Pandyas, online student was saying Pandyas like this. There is a dynasty called Pandya. They were also there in this time period. Shungas, they were Shunga dynasty. Shunga dynasty. Shatavahanas, there is a dynasty called Shatavahana dynasty. They were ruling. Likewise, so many dynasties were ruling between this and this. But what is the major contribution of Mauryans and Guptas mean? Most of Indian subcontinent came under one empire. India unified. Unification under single rule. Guptas also like this. Majority unification under one rule. Between that, now if you observe this, one empire was there, later it disintegrated into multiple kingdoms, and once again one empire will come, once again unify. After Guptas, what will happen? Once again disintegration takes place, many kingdoms will emerge. Many kingdoms. Like Rajput kingdoms. Rajput kingdoms. Time period 750 to 1200 CE. One famous Rajput ruler, you already told, Prithviraj Chauhan. One dynasty called Chauhan dynasty. Likewise, any other dynasties are there in Rajput dynasties? Maharana Pratap, which dynasty? His family name is Sisodia dynasty. Yes, Maharana Pratap. Is there any other personality? Online students, any Rajput rulers, kings which you know? Rana Kumbha. Have you heard Rana Kumbha? If you go to Rajasthan, there are so many forts. Many forts were built by a ruler called Rana Kumbha, like Kumbhalgarh. There is one, like it looks like a Great Wall of China. Rana Kumbha, likewise. Rana Sanga, Rana Kumbha, Rana Pratap. These are the people who are going to become very powerful after 1200. But before 1200, one already you mentioned, Prithviraj Chauhan. Then have you heard a ruler name called Bhoja? There is a Rajput ruler called Bhoja, Mihira Bhoja and Paramara Bhoja. There are some dynasties called Solanki dynasty. A dynasty called Solanki dynasty, Chauhan dynasty, Chendela dynasty. Have you heard this term, Chendela dynasty? Khajuraho temples. Have you heard? Khajuraho means which state it will come? Khajuraho. Khajuraho temples in Madhya Pradesh. Khajuraho temples are located in Madhya Pradesh. Solanki dynasty is there. Solankis were ruling in Gujarat. In Gujarat, in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh, in these areas, in UP also, many dynasties were there. Delhi was founded by a Rajput king. Dynasty name is Tomar dynasty. Tomar, they laid the foundation for Delhi. So this Delhi, whatever we are living, has the history of 1000 years. In thousands and 1100s, Delhi establishment started. Later, when Delhi Sultanate come, Delhi became the capital of their empire. Now, thereafter, Delhi is the most powerful center. What is the capital of Mauryans? Pataliputra. In ancient times, Pataliputra is like Delhi of modern times. This is how Pataliputra was very powerful. Same is the case with Guptas also. Pataliputra and Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh. And now, if someone wants to develop Bihar, then they take inspiration from this history only. Once we were like this, but today our condition is like this. We have to once again revive this tradition. This is how history will help to get motivation to inspire the people to do something great in the present times. Because once Patliputra is very famous, which ruled entire India, but today one of the poorest states, Bihar, it will be there. That is how it will inspire the present generation. Gradually, that power is shifted to Delhi by this time period. Then next one. After 1200. After 1200, Delhi Sultanate. Delhi Sultanate established. And after some time, in 1526, Mughal dynasty established. Once again, most of India unified. Same is the case with Mughals also. Most of India, they ruled. Then after that, in 1700s, disintegration. In 1800s, the British. If you observe, at some point of time, Indian political system is reaching the peak stage. Peak means majority of India under single dynasty. The moment weak central government is there, it will decline. After so many centuries, once again, a new dynasty will come and they will take it to the peak stage. And once again, they will come down. Overall, if you draw this, please draw this one. Now you will understand why it is the importance of history. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, 5. Identify this. This you consider Pan-India Empire. Pan-India Empire. Mauryans, first one. And after that, Guptas. (200 BC), 400 CE. Can you see the gap? How many years? How many years between 200 BC to 400 CE? 600 years. This is disintegration. This phase, rise and fall. The rise of empire and the fall of empire. Many kingdoms. Once again, rise. So to unify country, how many years it happened? 600 years. That means if an empire declines, it takes so many centuries once again to bring single administration. After Guptas, once again, disintegration. Multiple kingdoms. It has taken again so many centuries. Delhi Sultans, 1300s. So from 400 to 1300, how many years? 1100 years. 900? 900 years. Next. After that, in 1700, from 1300 to 1700, how many years? 400 years. Mughals. Mughals established. That means if there is any kind of disintegration, once again to bring unity, it is taking hundreds of years. Not that 1 year, 2 year. It takes a lot of time. Now, after the decline of Mughals, this is British. This is during 1900s. How many? 1700 to 1900? 200 years. We are lucky enough, as of now, we are in this phase only, as of 2025. Most of India is unified only, except Pakistan, Bangladesh. Remaining India is still unified. If it disintegrate, that means if Kashmir wants separate kingdom, that means separate country. Northeast separate country, South separate country, Gujarat separate country. If everybody become like that, then how many years it will take to once again unify? History is nothing but that effort only. As of now, we are already in this stage. And if possible, we have to bring Pakistan, Bangladesh also. But we should not become multiple Pakistans and multiple Bangladesh. We are at this place. That is what it is called, unity and integrity. The moment it breaks present times, now we don't know how many 100 years it will take. That's where we have to learn lessons. What are the factors for the rise of empire and fall of empire? With respect to prelims also, do you know nowadays in which areas it is asking? Particularly when disintegration is taking place. That means there must be some reasons for this disintegration. Here, prelims questions are coming. After Guptas, this is after Delhi Sultanate, this is after Mughals. What could be the ideology of UPSC? This is the recent trend. That means we have to learn lessons. What are the factors for the decline? In 1 year, this is called post-Mauryan period. 5 questions came. Up to here, we call ancient. This is medieval. This is modern. Out of modern, say like 7 questions out of ancient. Out of that 5 questions in this period only. Now imagine how important that chapter. And the same is the case with this also. One reason is this one. Politics divided. Political means politics wise different kingdoms are there. But despite that, which factor is unifying India? That factor is the culture factor. That means whether it is Gangetic Valley or Kaveri Valley. Kaveri Valley might be one kingdom, Gangetic Valley might be another kingdom. But common people used to consider Ganga is very precious, important river. Kaveri also equally same. Brahmaputra also same. Indus also same. So this culture was unifying. If political unification is also there, means this will even further become strong. So this is how throughout the past, if there is any idea which is unifying people, means that is cultural unity. Because of this only, we were able to fight with the British. Had there been no such kind of unity, it would have been very difficult for Indians to fight against the British. Because they were telling that Indians were uncivilized people. Indian rulers were very despot. They were not giving any rights to people. They were exploiting the people, but we are here to develop you. But our Indians have understood, this is our history. Our Indians rulers were far better than these people. That's why it is better if you quit India. That's how Quit India movement. This is why our freedom fighters understood this. Do you know there is a book written by Jawaharlal Nehru? Any idea what is the book? Students, Tryst with Destiny is a speech when in 1947 when he gave. Any idea online students? Jawaharlal Nehru has written a book. Discovery of India. So what he is discovering? He is discovering the book core idea of his book is this only. He has written before Prime Minister. That means he was writing this book in 1940s. After writing this book, he became Prime Minister. From 1947 onwards, active Prime Minister. And thereafter, a person who is about to become Prime Minister has written this book. And what is his understanding? This one. Now, if you are becoming Prime Minister, now your intention is to maintain this only unity and integrity. That is what. How? And for him, there is requirement of understanding how to administer. India is a very big country. So many areas are there, so many languages, so many religions. Already British have divided India into two countries, India and Pakistan. Communal tensions were going on. Caste system is there. Despite that, how to administer this to maintain this unity? Discovering India? Very good. So discovery of India. Getting something? So the purpose of, I will give the syllabus, what UPSC is mentioning in our syllabus. So let us write that. Write this one. What UPSC wants from us. Number 1 point. Very few, only 4 or 5 lines will be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines only. But this is how it is mentioned. So this is the language which you need to know before we start history. Indian culture. The first point. Indian culture. Hyphen. Hyphen. Salient aspects. Salient aspects of art forms, comma, literature, and architecture from ancient to modern times. Modern times. First point, salient aspects of art forms, comma, literature and architecture from ancient to modern times. Ancient means roughly what time period we have seen? Till which year? Approximately. Are more dynasties wise? Till Mauryans or till Guptas? Till Guptas? Stone Age to, don't write, Stone Age to Gupta period. This is ancient. Ancient to modern times, that means medieval and modern, British time period. Literature means I have given one name like Kalidasa, literature. Architecture means one example, Taj Mahal. Likewise, some important elements from this area. Salient aspect, that means important points related to art forms. Here art forms mean like philosophy, painting, like that. Art forms, literature, architecture. Second point. This is the language. Modern Indian history. Modern Indian history. From about the middle of the 18th century. Middle of 18th century. 18th century means, is it 700s or 800s? 18th century. 18th century, 16th century, 17th century. There is some confusion aspect. I will explain. But this is the meaning. Here, middle means 50s, 60s. 18th means 700, 1700. That means 1750s. Middle of 18th century. Battle of Buxar in which year it took place? Battle of Plassey, which year? Something? Any other guess? Online students? Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. In the first day we have written that. Can you just go? Battle of Buxar, Battle of Plassey. 1757, very good. That is Battle of Plassey. Battle of Buxar, 1764. So these are the battles, turning point in establishment of British Empire. Modern Indian history from about the middle of 18th century until the present. Very dangerous one. Until the present. Present means 2025. That means after independence also question will come. History did not end with independence. It continues till today. All right. Hyphen. Significant events in that. What they are going to ask. Significant events. Personalities. Comma issues. That's it. Next point. Third one. The freedom struggle. The freedom struggle. Hyphen. Its various stages. How Indians are fighting against the British. Its various stages and important contributors or contributions its various stages and important contributors or contributions from different parts of the country. Underline this, different parts of the country. Now you know country, how a country looks. What are the different parts? Can you visualize Brahmaputra Valley, Indus Valley, Kaveri, Narmada? Where is Narmada? Which state? Narmada. At least you can tell like middle, north, south, like that. Narmada, Vindhyas, middle, Narmada also middle only. Ganga, north. Himalayas, north. From different parts of the country. Next one. Fourth one. Post-independence consolidation and reorganization within the country. Talking about after independence also, what has happened? Consolidation and reorganization. Something has happened in India. That is how, after independence, how Indian government has taken steps. Next. Fifth one is the last one. It is related to not only Indian history, this is world history. This is also part of mains. History of the world. History of the world. Some portion of world history also. You already draw, you have drawn already world map also a little bit. Some idea. History of the world will include events from the 18th century such as underline now onwards, industrial revolution. You will become familiar with these terms. As of now, you need not to worry, just you note down. Keep identifying. What is saying is 18th century. Means again 1700s or 1800s? 1700s. There also mid 18th century, 1750s onwards, Battle of Buxar, Battle of Plassey. Here also around the same time, what is happening at the world level? Such as Industrial Revolution, World Wars, redrawal of national boundaries. Redrawal of national boundaries, colonization, decolonization, political philosophies like communism, capitalism, comma, socialism. If you write once this entire syllabus, you will remember at least some terms. Communism, capitalism, socialism, political philosophies, etc. Hyphen, their forms, and effect on the society. So these are the 5 points which are given in UPSC syllabus. All right. So these are. If you see this, the first element itself, Indian culture, modern Indian history, freedom struggle, post-independence, and history of the world. So these are the 5 lines that are given in GS1 paper. In GS1, you have number 1 part, history. Number 2, society. Number 3, geography. This is the syllabus in GS1. You have for 250 marks. And with respect to history, 75 marks. 1/3, roughly you take 1/3 of the syllabus, 75 to 80 marks. This is the weightage. When it comes to prelims, there is only one sentence, not even these. Just you finish that also so that you will have completeness. Only one sentence. Prelims give heading. Online students, write this sentence. History of India. History of India and Indian national movement. History of India and Indian national movement. That's it. Only one sentence. Is there any other detailed syllabus? Which points will come in prelims? It is not at all mentioned. That's why we cannot even know how UPSC is asking questions. This is the prelims line. At least in mains, we have 5 lines it is given. Now, when it comes to marks in prelims and mains, ancient, medieval, modern, and old history. From old history, nothing. No questions will come. Ancient, medieval, modern, total मिला के 14-15 questions आते. 14 to 15. That combination could be anything. It could go 16 also, sometime it come down to 14 also. But nowadays, on an average, if we take 6, 6, 6, if we give equal importance. But sometimes, you know, this year and last year, there was like this. In ancient, more questions, medieval, more questions, and modern, one question. Sometimes one, sometimes two. But UPSC, we cannot. That's why let us consider equal. Sometimes it may be like this also, 5, 5, 5 also. But on an average, 15 questions you consider at least. In prelims, from the world, nothing. And mains, 2 questions, 2 questions, 2 questions. Old, 1 or 2 questions. It depends. From history, 2 questions, 2 questions, 2 and 1 or 2. These are in UPSC examination pattern, prelims and mains. If we know overall ancient India, automatically you will write these questions. Medieval you will write. Just you need to know overall broad theme. You have to write how many pages? 2 pages or 3 pages answer. $150 words to 200 words. Now, after reading entire ancient history, can't you write 400 words? Just you have to write 400 to 450 words in your entire preparation from ancient India. Right? So these are, once you get complete picture, all writing this also becomes very easy. So today we have seen important dynasties. What is the significance of these dynasties? And also how this is unfolding. Once disintegration takes place, it takes so many years. Now, presently, we are in the peak stage of the political system. We should not damage it. That's why security of the state, unity and integrity of the state is very, very important. All right. These are online students. Syllabus. Today we have seen like how the broad dynasties and the syllabus, prelims and mains. Very vague in terms of syllabus wise, it is very vague. It did not say, is it saying anything like Mauryan, Guptas? Nothing it is not saying. It's very vague and our source is only this one. Whatever NCERTs are giving, based on that only we have to come to the conclusion, and also PYQs. Based on PYQs and NCERTs, our source of information. Initially, our focus goes to NCERTs only. Like you have seen map, you have to go through NCERTs. Take the 6th class NCERT. Today, your homework. Take 6th class NCERT just to go through it. Online students, you can freely download also this one. Or I will also forward to the management. They can also send you this PDF. All right. Any doubts you have so far? Something, online students? Oh, all right then. Shall I discuss one topic or we will continue tomorrow? All right then. Tomorrow we'll continue then. Okay. So you first, today your homework is, so far we have done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We have seen map, then yesterday world level, first day India level, second day world level, today syllabus level, and 6th class NCERT. Please go through this. I will also forward this PDF to management and they will send it to you. Just to go through, don't read, just go through the images, headings, how, what is discussed. That's it. All right. So we'll continue tomorrow. Online students, thank you.